Where are you from?
I'm from Wellington, New Zealand, in the Pacific, in the Antipodes.
And what was your first break?
My first break, like first role, or the first role I ever did was in a New Zealand feature film that was for the New Zealand Film Festival called Existence. I think I was like 7 or something. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, I was pretty young, and that's the first I can remember. But I'm pretty sure I did some like voiceovers or small acting roles before then. Yeah.
And what have you been in?
I have been in Existence. After that, I think I did a film called Consent. These are all like New Zealand projects. So Consent, which is about a lady called Louise Nicholas, and it's a true story. Then I did a New Zealand soap opera called Shortland Street, and I played a young girl called Pixie who had cancer, which was pretty intense. And then I played the younger version of a female pilot called Jean Batten, which was pretty cool. And I got to work with my mum on that, and she played my mum. And then I've done a whole lot of, I've done a couple web series. So one of them, the first one I did was a web series based off Midsummer Nights by Shakespeare, and it was called Bright Summer Nights, and I played the female version of Peter Quince, and the character was called Petra. Then I did like a kind of kids web series called Lucy Lewis Can't Lose, and I played Lucy, which was really fun and really successful. And then what else? Done a bunch of like voiceover little kind of things. I did a short film called The Boyfriend Game, which was filmed in Australia, and it was directed by Alice Englert, who is Jane Campion's daughter. So I got to work with her and Jane Campion, which was really, really fun. And that was the first thing I did overseas. So I filmed that. It was filmed in Australia, which is pretty close to New Zealand. And then I did Leave No Trace, which was my first American film, which was really cool.
Great.
Yeah, and I've done like other odd things apart from that, but those are the kind of ones that stand out to me right now.
And how do you feel about this career?
I feel very excited about it. It's what acting is, what I love to do, and it's when I feel my happiest. So yeah, I'm really excited about it and the opportunities it gives me. Yeah.
And how did you decide to become an actor?
I'm in an acting family, so my dad's an actor, writer, director, acting coach, corporate coach. My mum's an actress, she's an acting coach, director. My grandma, she's an actress as well. My granddad, he was in the film industry. My brother's done it, my big sister's done it, my little sister's done it. So I'm really in my whole family's done it pretty much. But at first, I did not want to do it at all. I was dead set against it, and it was the last thing I wanted to do just because I'd been surrounded by it my whole life. But then when I did Consent, the Louise Nicholas story, it kind of made me realize that acting it gives me an opportunity to tell stories that need to be heard, and yeah, it means I can make a difference. So yeah, that's how I kind of got into it.
And how would you describe your specialty or type?
I don't know. I don't know how I would describe that. I think I'm quite a naturalistic actress, but there's lots of naturalistic actresses out there, so I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm special.
Who's your favorite actor you look up to?
I look up to, I want to say, Jennifer Lawrence. She's funny and really, she's funny and a cool person and confident in herself, it seems like, and she's really talented. Anna Sophia Robb, because she's really talented as well, and she's just a good, kind, amazing person, and she's really intelligent. Emma Watson, because she stands up for what she believes in and she speaks out, and she's also really talented and seems like a nice person. So I just think I look up to anyone who's doing what they want to do, what they're passionate about. They've got a good work ethic, and they are, they're doing their part to make a difference and make the world a better place.
And what would your ideal job be?
Acting. I think that would be my ideal job, but I'd also love to do something that involves animals. Yeah, so work at an animal sanctuary or something. I'd love to do that.
And what would your ideal acting job be?
I really want to play an elf, or like a vampire, or a witch, or some kind of mythical creature. I'd love to do that, but also working in films that have really cool themes behind them as well. Yeah.
Do you consider yourself to be lucky?
Yes. Very, very lucky in what I've done in my life so far, in the family I've been born into, in the community I live in, and the opportunities I've got. Incredibly lucky. And the friends I've got. Yeah. Endless amounts of luck.
How did your role in Leave No Trace come about?
You mean how I auditioned for it and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I got sent the audition by my American agent and manager. So I did a self-tape. I just recorded myself and sent it off to the casting director and to Deborah Granick, the director of the film. And yeah, so that's how I auditioned for it. And then I got a recall and I Skyped with Deborah. I did the audition scenes again, and then I did some improv, and then I Skyped with her again like 6 months later, and I got the part, which is good.
What about this part interests you the most?
I think what drew me to the film the most and drew me to Tom, my character, the most, is that it's a really gentle and quiet film, and it's just really two people living their lives and being, and it wasn't acting, it wasn't putting on a massive performance, it was just being a real person. So I really loved that, and also the opportunity to show a really beautiful relationship between a dad and a daughter. Yeah. So that's what drew me to it. Yeah.
In what ways do you identify with your character Tom in the film?
That she's quiet. It may not seem like it now, but I tend to be a pretty quiet person, and I'm more of a thinker. She's quiet and observant, and she's interested in learning. She really values knowledge, which I really love about her. Yeah. And she's connected to nature, which I think is pretty cool.
What was the most challenging part of the role?
I think the most challenging part of probably the role in the story is the ending, which I don't know if I should say because it would give the whole story away, but because I love my dad and I've got an amazing relationship with him, and he's really done a lot in my life. So I think the ending, which I will not say what it was, but the ending was pretty challenging for me.
Would you rather have a car or a diploma?
I think I'd rather have a diploma.
What do you think about the need for instant gratification?
I think it's important to have things in your life that make you happy. Yeah, because it's just happiness is an important thing, but also there's something about working at something really hard and then getting the gratification from it. Yeah.
How do you feel about how interconnected the world is becoming?
I think I'm just thinking about my sister right now, that she's on the internet way too much and on her phone and iPad way too much. So I think the internet and the World Wide Web and everything is an amazing thing, and it gives people the opportunity to obtain so much more knowledge and to see things around the world that 100 years ago would never have been possible. But I also think you need to use it wisely and not too much.
What does the future look like to you?
Hopefully, good. I hope the future is a happier, more positive, and more aware place. Yeah, where people aren't so ignorant to what's going on.
What challenges do you feel the world is facing today?
Quite a few, in terms of the environment and in terms of the different leaders that different countries have at the moment. And I think one of the biggest challenges is acceptance of other people and other cultures and religions and just other people's beliefs. I think that's a big challenge at the moment and has been a big challenge for a long time.
What are you most grateful for?
Probably my family, because I wouldn't be where I am without them.
What is your favorite way to communicate?
I think probably just speaking directly to people. I'm not a fan of speaking on the phone, and I hate texting, I hate typing, so probably just actually talking to someone.
What is your favorite book, film, and music right now?
I really, really, really loved Phantom Thread. Thought that was a really, really great film. Music, I'm really enjoying Rex Orange County at the moment. But my also 3 Rounds in a Sound by Blind Pilot. That's my favorite song, hands down at the moment. I love it. And book. I don't know. It's hard to choose. I don't know. I've always loved the Cherub series. I think it's a bunch of really cool kids doing some really crazy, awesome stuff. So probably one of my all-time favorites is just the Cherub series.